slept with all her friends because she cheated on me. I found out she was cheating on a Monday. She forgot to log out of her iCloud account. Her messages with Kyle lit up on the corner of my laptop while I was paying her car insurance. That's the part that still pisses me off. I was paying her bills while she was telling some other guy she couldn't stop thinking about. Last night, she said she felt guilty. Then she sent a picture of her in the same hoodie she wore when she came home and cried about how stressed she was. I didn't say anything. I didn't flip the table or scream or call her names. I just stared at the messages, then her Instagram, then the group chats she forgot to delete. They were all in on it. Her little friend group. The ones who called me such a good guy and said I brought out the best in her. Lies. They covered for her, helped her sneak around, gassed her up when she cried about how trapped she felt. One even joked about borrowing me if she got bored. They all laughed. I didn't sleep that night. Not because I was heartbroken. I just kept thinking about how easy it had been for her. How she'd go on and live her life, post filtered selfies and captions about healing, while I'd be the ex who wasn't emotionally available enough. That's the narrative, right? She cheats, but it's because she was neglected. He leaves, and he's cold. I've seen the TikToks, the stories, the way guys like me get turned into villains after spending years cleaning up someone else's mess. So I stopped being the good guy. I didn't confront her. I didn't send screenshots or ask why. I didn't give her the satisfaction of seeing me spiral. Instead, I played dumb. Kept paying her bills. Kept bringing her coffee. I kissed her forehead and told her I was proud of her. I watched her lie right to my face, eyes soft, voice trembling like she actually believed the role she was playing. I should have felt something, but I didn't. She wasn't real to me anymore. 2 weeks later, I slept with her best friend. The one who bragged about loyalty, but kept sending me thirsty DMs whenever we argued. It wasn't even hard. I didn't try. I just responded, "What are you doing tonight?" And 2 hours later she was in my bed, wearing the same perfume my girlfriend used. She didn't even ask if we were still together. She didn't care. It wasn't about revenge at first. It was about confirming what I already knew. That none of them were loyal. That they were all fake, all selfish, all so obsessed with the way things looked that they never stopped to ask what they really wanted. I was just a prop. A stable guy to balance their chaos. Once I figured that out, it stopped hurting. After that, I slept with the one who used to call me her brother. She said she felt guilty about it for days after, but I know that's a lie. She was the one who asked if I wanted to come over, just to talk. I said sure. We didn't talk. She cried when it was over, told me she felt terrible, said not to tell anyone. I didn't. But I took a mental note. 3 down. I stopped thinking about her as my girlfriend. She was just someone I used to share a bed with. I stopped touching her. Stopped making eye contact. When she asked what was wrong, I told her I was just stressed. She offered to cook dinner. I said I wasn't hungry. She started acting sweeter, more careful, like she could feel something shifting. She started dressing up at home. Started sending me selfies again. I didn't respond to any of them. Then came the night I worked late and hooked up with her old roommate. The one she used to complain about. The one who once said, "If you ever break up, he's mine." She got her wish. We didn't even make it to the bedroom. She didn't ask if I was okay. She didn't even ask if I was single. Nobody does. They just assume. They assume I'm fine because I don't cry or beg or write long texts about closure. They think silence means peace. It doesn't. It means war. When my girlfriend finally cheated again, I caught her on purpose. I left my phone unlocked, let her see my location at 2 a.m., made sure she knew I was somewhere I shouldn't be. She didn't say anything for a week. Then she exploded. Accused me of being distant, of hiding something. I just shrugged. Told her I was tired. She screamed at me. Threw her phone. Asked if there was someone else. I told her there had been. Several, actually. She broke down. Said I betrayed her. That I broke her trust. I didn't laugh. I didn't raise my voice. I just looked her in the eye and said, "I know what you did with Kyle." Her face cracked. Not guilt, panic. She wasn't sorry. She was scared I'd known all along. That I'd stayed calm. That I'd played her better than she played me. She packed a bag. Said she needed space. I didn't stop her. She left, and I stayed in the apartment I paid for. I turned off her phone line. Canceled her gym membership. Changed the locks. I didn't post about it. I didn't announce anything. I just deleted her number and started sleeping again. But that wasn't the end. Not even close. She tried to come back 3 days later. Said she left her passport, her winter coat, some random skincare junk. I told her to text her friends and ask which one of them had seen it. She stood at the door in leggings and fake tears, trying to look like a victim. I didn't say a word. Just closed the door while she was mid-sentence. I heard her yell something in the hallway. I didn't care enough to listen. That same night, her best friend, the first one I slept with, messaged me again. Said she felt weird about everything. Said maybe we should talk. I said sure, come over. She showed up with wine and a fake conscience. I let her spiral through excuses, half confessions, all those empty sentences that don't mean anything. I asked her if she felt guilty. She said yes. I asked if she would have told my ex. She paused. That was the real answer. I didn't sleep with her again. I didn't even touch her. I just let her sit there and stew in her own bad choices while I played video games and acted like she was invisible. When she left, she slammed the door like I owed her something. That was the last I saw of her. I started sleeping around more after that. Not because I needed to. Not even because I wanted to. I just wanted to see how easy it was. How fast people would throw away their morals for a couple compliments and a ride home. Every girl in her circle had a weak spot. One liked to feel special. One wanted attention. One was already cheating on her boyfriend and said I got her. It was pathetic. I kept track on a notes app. Not names. Just initials, and the lies they told to make themselves feel better. At some point, one of them must have confessed. Maybe they thought it'd make them seem honest. Maybe they thought I'd protect them. But the group chat blew up. Screenshots got passed around. Suddenly I was the monster. The manipulator. The narcissist. Her friends, who used to flirt with me in private, were now posting, "Stay away from toxic men," on their stories. She texted me again. A whole paragraph this time. Said I was spiteful. Said I ruined her support system. That part almost made me laugh. I didn't ruin it. I just exposed it. She called me a revenge addict. Said I must have been planning this the whole time. I didn't respond. I just sent her the date I found her messages with Kyle. Nothing else. No words. No follow-up. She blocked me 5 minutes later. That should have been it. But it wasn't. A week later, her sister messaged me. Said she wanted to clear the air. I knew what that meant. She wasn't even subtle. Asked if I wanted to meet for coffee. Said she always thought my ex didn't treat me right. I said sure, why not? I didn't even bother pretending I had a motive beyond curiosity. We met at a cheap cafe. She wore too much makeup and kept touching my arm. I didn't even take her home. I just listened. She talked more than she ate. Gave up the full timeline. My ex had been cheating on and off for months. Different guys. Same cycle. Guilt. Gaslight. Reset. I didn't feel anything. After that, the guilt started. Not hers, mine. Not because I regretted what I did. I didn't. I still don't. I just hated how empty it all felt. Like I was playing a video game with no ending. I proved my point. I won the silent war. But nothing changed. I was still alone. Still cleaning the apartment. Still waking up with a pit in my chest that I couldn't explain. Not sadness. Not heartbreak. Just numbness that wouldn't go away. I stopped hooking up. I deleted the notes app log. I blocked half the people I used to know. I told myself I was moving on. But really, I was just exhausted. Not from the drama, from how fake everyone was. Nobody takes responsibility. They just rebrand. They cry and say they were in a dark place. They call it trauma. They call it healing. They post about therapy and boundaries and how they're choosing themselves. And people buy it. Every time. I didn't talk to anyone for weeks. Just worked, went home, scrolled through dating apps without swiping on anyone. I started reading the captions again. All her friends, posting like they were survivors. Talking about rising from the ashes. Meanwhile, I was the guy who snapped. The guy who used women to cope. Nobody cared what came before it. Just the part where I stopped being polite. Then came the text that pulled me back in. It wasn't from her. It was from Kyle. He said he wanted to talk. Kyle showed up 20 minutes late like I'd invited him to a casual beer instead of a reckoning. He wore the same smug face I'd seen in the screenshots. The kind of guy who thinks being slightly taller and wearing cologne makes him untouchable. He didn't apologize for the cheating. He didn't even pretend to be sorry. He just sat across from me, legs spread, fake calm in his voice like he thought we were equals. He said she left him. I didn't react. Just took a sip of water and waited for the rest. Apparently, they didn't even last 2 months. She got bored, he got clingy. She started texting her ex, not me, another one, and Kyle found out. He didn't say how. He just said, "I figured you'd understand." I did, but I wasn't going to tell him that. He tried to twist it into some kind of shared experience. Said she had issues, that she was too damaged to love anyone right. He asked if I ever saw the red flags. I said no, because the truth is, there were no flags. There was just a person who made bad choices and never took responsibility for them. That's not trauma. That's entitlement. Then he got to the point. Said she was spiraling. That she was talking about me. That she missed the stability I gave her. That she regretted everything. He looked me in the eye and said, "I think she wants to come back." I almost laughed. He asked if I'd take her back. I didn't answer. I just stood up, tossed $20 on the table for a drink I didn't order, and told him, "You can keep her." That was the last time I saw him. The thing about betrayal is that it doesn't hit all at once. It builds. It rots. It turns you into someone else quietly. And by the time you realize who you've become, it's already too late to undo it. I used to think cheating was the worst thing someone could do in a relationship. I don't anymore. The worst thing is watching someone smile in your face while they destroy your peace behind your back, and still feel like they deserve to be forgiven. She reached out a week later. From a new number. Said she wanted closure. Said she'd grown. Said she hoped I could see how much she changed. I didn't respond. I didn't need closure. I needed distance. I needed to unlearn the version of myself that kept trying to fix broken people and calling it love. The sad part? I wasn't even angry anymore. I didn't want revenge. I didn't want her to hurt. I just wanted her out of my story. That's when I knew it was over, when I didn't care how it ended, as long as it ended. She kept reaching out for weeks. Different numbers. Emails. A handwritten note in my mailbox. She said she saw my car outside my gym and thought I looked lonely. That one pissed me off more than the cheating. That she still thought I missed her. That she still believed she had the power to show up and twist the knife one more time. She didn't. I ignored every message. Deleted them before I could finish reading. Blocked every account she made. I didn't post about it. I didn't vent. I didn't explain my side. I just erased her. Quietly. Completely. That's what nobody talks about. The power in silence. Not the kind you use to manipulate. The kind that's real. Final. Borderline boring. I don't date much now. Not because I'm scared or broken. Just because I got tired. Tired of pretending. Tired of playing detective. Tired of proving I'm worth staying loyal to. I don't chase people. I don't ask for honesty. If I have to ask, it's already not there. The last thing I did? I went back and deleted every picture I had of her. Even the ones buried in shared albums, old backups, forgotten folders. Not because I was bitter, but because I wanted to stop giving her a seat in my memory. She doesn't get to exist there anymore. She's not the villain. She's not the ex. She's just nothing. And me? I stopped trying to look like the good guy. I stopped trying to be understood. I don't need people to get why I did what I did. They can twist it however they want. Make me the bad guy. Call it petty. Say I snapped. That's fine. I know what happened. I know what it cost me to rebuild after her. No speech. No closure. No healing post. Just me. Quiet. Still here. She cheated. I slept with all her friends. And I moved on.